No, he just calls there with 2 6s. Luis folds. And Jaime folds, and Jamie out of the small blind also has 2 6s and calls.
Jamie calls from the small blind.
And Jose checks.
Got the same identical hand. Here we go.
So we have a 3-way pot here. It's Jack, Jack, 9.
3 different suits.
And Jamie checks, and Jose checks, and now it's up to Dewey.
It's check to Dewey.
Now Dewey bets 6,000.
6,000.
Jamie folds, and Jose folds. And even though Jamie and Dewey had the exact same hand, 2 6s, Dewey was the first one to bet at the pot.
Goes to show you, once again, that position pays off, being in good position.
Well, Vince, as we continue, the price of poker is going up.
Absolutely. The blinds are now 2,000 and 4,000. Once again, blinds are when 2 guys are forced to put money in before they even get to look at their cards.
All right, the action's on Dewey. Dewey folds. He had ace high that he threw away there. Luis folds.
Dewey and Luis fold.
And look at this. Jaime moves all in with a 5-3 of spade. Jamie throws his hand away, and Jose Rosenkrantz picks up 2 aces in the big blind. It's every poker player's dream.
American Airlines, the mother of all hands. This has got to be a sickening feeling for Jaime. He thought he was making a good play. There's not many outs. Let's see what happens. Okay, well, he has a pair of 5s. He does have certain outs here. He's got to get real lucky.
He can catch a 5 or a 3 to crack these 2 aces. A 7 comes off. Now he needs a 6, a 5, or a 3 to beat the 2 aces.
He's been playing for a couple days. He's tired. Can a miracle happen? That's what you're thinking.
Vince, as you know, in poker, anything can happen. Come on back to the Costa Rica Classic on the World Poker Tour. We are back at the Costa Rica Classic in San Jose, Costa Rica. I'm Mike Sexton.
Yeah, and I'm Vince Van Patten, and we are down to 5 players going on 4, Mike.
Well, Jaime Antenoloff was all in with a 3-5 of spade, and he ran into a buzzsaw when Costa Rican Jose Rosenkrantz flipped over 2 aces.
Yeah.
Jaime is going to need a lot of help to stay in this tournament.
So he needs a 6 or a 5.
Or a 3.
Can Jaime make it happen? No!
No, he doesn't do it. Jaime Antenoloff is our 5th place finisher. He will take home $11,510 back to Ecuador.
Hasta luego, Jaime. You played great. It's instant death when you see that last card come up and it doesn't help you. The ace is going to win for Jose. Well played hand. Jaime is out of this thing. Down to 4 players. Now, you got to change your strategy a little bit. You got to play a little looser. You know, a player gets eliminated. You try to, all the players are going to pretend like, oh, they're sorry, you know, tough luck. But actually, they're very happy. They're giddy. They're excited. They're like a bunch of gators in a swamp just waiting to pounce on the next prey.
Well, out of these 4 players, 3 of them are from right here in San Jose, Costa Rica. We have 1 American left, Dewey Tomko from Florida. The action's going to be on Jose. He has Jack Deuce. He folds. Dewey folds.
Dewey folds.
And Luis calls out of the small blind. So we're going to see a flop between a battle of the blinds.
Jamie checks.
Okay, here's the flop. King, queen, 6. Now look at this. Luis has flopped 2 pairs. It's extremely good, but he's checking. This is called a trap. He's trying to trap his prey here.
Yep, he's trying to be a fox here.
Check, check it goes.
And Jamie checks behind him.
Now he can't check again. You can only trap for so long. He is betting this time, and he's going to win the pot that way.
He fires out and bets this time. He shows the 2 pair.
Well played by Luis.
Mike, do you notice in poker there's a lot of talk about trappers and prey and foxes and snakes? There's a lot of animal references in poker.
Well, Vance, I'll tell you, poker is like the jungle. It's survival of the fittest.
Luis has about
You got to go for the juggler if you want to be a champion.
Okay, it's going to be on Jamie first to act. He went out. Jose has a pretty good hand. Ace-10, he's going to raise it.
He raises on the button. Here goes Dewey. Doesn't even flinch, just stacks all off. 25,000. He moves all in. He has ace-can clubs, a big hand. This is what he's been waiting for, Vince.
Well, he's got the hand. He's got big slick. You can't wait any longer. That's a beautiful hand. He's raising it up big.
25,000 total. The raise
He has ace-king of clubs.
15,000.
He's moved all in. And now Jose, it's going to cost him 15,000 more to call. Now, what he's thinking about is how much is in the pot. Well, there's 40,000 in the pot. He's counting up what he's going to have left if he loses this pot. Still going to be over 40,000. Yes, he's going to gamble. I think it's the right call in this spot for him, even though he won't like what he sees.
They turn it over. And yeah, he's a big dog at this point.
Ace-king of clubs versus ace-10. It's not the hand he wanted Dewey to have. He was hoping Dewey had about a pair of eights or pair of nines, but he doesn't. Ace-king versus ace-10. Jose stands up. He knows he's going to have to get very lucky to win this pot.
Okay. Can he get lucky? That flop doesn't help him. The ace-king is going to be in front at this point.
Jose sits back down. He knows he's got a big mountain to climb now. The 6 of clubs comes off. That means Jose has 2 cards he can win this pot with, the 10 of spade or 10 of diamonds. That is all.
The flush comes out, doesn't even need it, but he's going to win it. Dewey takes home this pot. Jose, very dejected.
I don't think so, because I don't think he's chastising himself. I think he played that hand correct. You have to raise on the button with ace-10. I don't blame him for putting 15,000 more in the pot when there was 40,000 out there. I actually think he played the pot correctly, and I think he thinks that as well. Just one of those things. He ran into a better hand. Dewey Tomko doubles up, but don't fault Jose for the way he played that hand.
Now it's 54,000.
Well, Dewey definitely wakes up finally, comes out. He's been very patient, and he caught a huge hand, a great hand to go all in on.
Well, Vince, as you know, in No Limit Hold'em, the tide changes quickly.
Absolutely. You know what? You saw Jose was in second chip position to that last hand, and now he's in last position.
And Dewey Tomko is doubled up to get back in the hunt here. And Jose's the first to act on this hand.
And look at this. He's picked up a real strong hand. Ace, queen, different suits, and he's going to raise.
He comes in for 15,000. Dewey throws the 4-6 away.
Look at this. Luis is going all in with an ace-jack.
He makes a verbal declaration all in for all his chips. Jose calls him quickly and jumps up. Jose loves to stand up to see the flop. He's in a commanding position, ace-queen versus ace-jack.
Well, Luis is a pretty big underdog at this point. Let's see if they get lucky. Okay.
The flop is 8-5-3. Jose's in the lead. Let's see.
Flop is 8-5-3, a good flop for Jose.
Okay, now they both have aces, but of course, Jose has the better kicker. He's in his Yellowbird lucky shirt. Is his luck going to continue? Last card, yes it does.
And an 8 comes off. The board pairs 8s. The board makes aces and 8s, the dead man's hand, and on this particular hand, his kicker wasn't big enough, and Luis died on this pot.
Yes, and look at the look on Luis. He's looking it over. He's counting how much he's given back. He looks a little perturbed here, Mike.
You know, I'm not so sure if I'm in favor of that call, going all in that spot with an ace-jack offsuit after Jose, a very solid player, comes into the pot in front of him, but maybe he sensed Jose was steaming a little bit because he lost the last pot.
Well, you know what I like about him? Luis doesn't hesitate. I mean, this is a gambling man. This is a man that says, I'm calling. What do I care? I own a casino. I can afford it.
It takes a lot to intimidate a poker player. But with a massive chip lead, raucous fans cheering his every move, and the fact that he owns the casino they're playing in, Luis Milanes believes he has a special relationship with a lady called Luck.
I don't think I'm a good player. I think I'm a person that has a lot of luck. I think that the way you drive your car, play poker, and romance a woman are all the same in life. If you're going to seduce a beautiful woman, you have to have patience, you have to be persistent, and you have to have a little luck.
But his opponents know there's more than luck behind Don Luis's success.
He is very intimidating. He's very terrifying at the table.
Reckless. Maybe you shouldn't show that. In case he's watching.
But with luck at his side, most of the chips, and a serious home court advantage, Don Luis is not about to change his style now.
Vince, that last pot took a little chink out of the big stack that Luis had.
Absolutely, and if you notice out there, they both, in that hand, had aces, but that kicker, that means that extra card you have that sometimes comes into play, is very, very important.
54,000. Luis Milanese, 170,000.
So here we go again.
Jamie Ligator, 40,000.
Here we go. Dewey Tomko folds.
89,000.
Now, Luis has just picked up a hand, Jack 10 of hearts. Pretty strong hand, and he is going to raise with it. Here he goes.
He comes in for 10,000. And now Jamie, look at this. In the small blind, has picked up 2 kings.
Okay, this is beautiful. You got 2 cowboys in your hand, and he's going all in, of course.
He's come over the top of Luis one more time. This time he has a monster hand. The 2 cowboys.
Jose's out. It's up to Luis. He's asking him how much is it?
Well, it's going to cost Luis another 28,000 to call. Now, this is a pretty big chunk. It's nearly 30,000 to call. And he's going to gamble the Jack 10. Now, here's something a pro would never do, is call another 30,000 with a Jack high in this spot. But Luis has opted to call. He's gambling here, Vince.
Well, he loves to gamble. And you know what? It's been working throughout the tournament. This is the way he's been playing. So who knows?
Well, he runs into a big duke here. It's a Jack 10 versus 2 kings. He's a decided underdog to win this pot. He's going to need a lot of help.
Jamie up from his seat looking.
Flop comes Queen 7-3.
And the flop comes Queen 7-3. No help at all. The 2 kings are a monster leader at this time.
Turn card is a 10.
But now a 10 comes off. Now Luis can catch a 10 or a Jack to win this pot. Otherwise, Jamie Ligator will double up. And a queen comes off.
2 ladies, he's not going to do it. Luis is like a statue. He does not move. He is stunned. He wanted this pot.
Well, frankly, he did play that pot like an amateur. He shouldn't have called his money off with a Jack high. He called another 30,000, and now he's made a force out of both Jamie and Jose in the last 2 pots.
Look, he got a little unlucky. He didn't know he was going to run into cowboys, 2 kings.
Can Luis hold out, or is the game going to get away from him? Well, we've got lots more poker from Costa Rica before we can crown a champion and give away $108,000 first prize. We'll be right back on the World Poker Tour.
AbsolutePoker.net, please hold. AbsolutePoker.net, please hold. AbsolutePoker.net, please fold, because it's too risky to chase a gut shot straight in early position with that much pre-flop raising. AbsolutePoker.net, you should probably hold.
AbsolutePoker.com. You in?
In Costa Rica, ticos means local or native. In poker, tourist means sucker. Don't be a tourist.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. Tonight, we're in San Jose, Costa Rica for the final table of Casinos Europa's Costa Rica Classic. Casino owner Luis Milanez began the night with a massive chip lead, and early knockouts put the $108,000 first prize well within his reach. But bad plays and bad luck have left Milanez only a slim lead over tournament veterans Jose Rosenkrantz, Jamie Ligator, and American professional Dewey Tomko. 4 remain, but only 1 will survive poker's rumble in the jungle. Now, for the call of the action, here's poker champion Mike Sexton and Hollywood home game ace Vince Van Patten.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour and the Costa Rica Poker Classic.
Well, Vince, we've seen a redistribution of wealth these last couple hands. Remember when we started the day, Luis had more chips than all 5 other players at the table, and as a result of the last couple pots, his graph is certainly going the wrong way.
Well, I tell you, Luis still has the crowd on his side here.